I was very honored by a 9-0 vote. And this is for future presidents. This is not for me. This is for future presidents, all presidents. And the next thing coming up, I think, which will be of equal importance, will be.
So that is Donald Trump, who is, of course, very excited about the fact that the Supreme Court has ruled in his favor. It was not a surprise at all, just to get out in front of any right-wingers who are implying that the left is freaking out about this. We think that the Supreme Court got it wrong, but we are hardly surprised that this is the way that they ruled. But Donald Trump, of course, is not happy to just take the win in this area. He wants to try to transition from one win in the Supreme Court to one that seems a little bit less likely, but far more consequential for Donald Trump. And so he bleated this on Truth Social, similar to many statements he's put out before. Without capital P presidential capital I immunity, a president will not be able to properly function or make decisions in the best interest of the United States of America. Presidents will always be concerned and even paralyzed by the prospect of wrongful prosecution and retaliation after they leave office. And this is where it gets interesting. This could actually lead to extortion and blackmail of a president. The other side would say, if you don't do something just the way we want it, we're gonna go after you when you leave office, or perhaps even sooner. Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait, click join now on YouTube. I don't believe that while a president is in office, they should be immune from prosecution. I don't believe in that. But that's also the way it is right now. So I don't like he's going so far beyond even his own argument. But okay, well, we're gonna set that aside. The idea is that if they get Donald Trump for his various crimes, which no one who is not like 3 feet up his bum already knows he did. It's not a debate as to whether he tried to overturn the results of the election. He did in a variety of ways. He did it publicly, he did it enthusiastically, he did it in speeches, he did it in tweets, he did it in all of those different forms. We're not debating whether he stole classified documents. We know he stole classified documents. We know how many classified documents we stole. We know the lengths he went to keep the stolen documents. We know which toilets he kept them next to. Again, the hush money was paid. Nobody is actually debating that at this point. But again, do not think for even 1 second about the crimes that he committed in plain sight. Think only about a mythical slippery slope that he wants you to be more afraid of than you should be afraid of the fact that a guy who's already broken the law while in office might well do it again. And this guy would be back in office to break the law, having already gotten a pass for the many times that he broke the law. He would once again be under the shield of you can't prosecute a president while he's in office. And he might at that point even have received the presidential immunity that he so wants for if he ever deigns to leave office. Does anyone think that he will break fewer laws at that point? But again, don't think about his crimes, either the ones that he's already committed or the ones that he might commit in the future. Instead, think about the fact that theoretically, every president could be the target of wrongful prosecution. Now, I know what you're thinking, but no other president ever has. And I know what some of you might be thinking, is that connected to the fact that they don't appear to have broken the law in a way that's very easy to establish? And I would say that you're onto something. But he really does believe that this would work. I don't know if he believes that it'll work to convince any Democrats or even independents. It doesn't appear, based on the polling, that it is working. But it is definitely working to keep his base in line. They have not been shaken by any of these cases. They haven't even been shaken by the ones that he's already lost. The fact that he has now been adjudicated by a court, a jury, and judges to have been a fraud, that effectively the Trump organization was one massive case of tax fraud. And the fact that he was already found to have sexually abused a woman and then spent literally decades defaming her has made no difference whatsoever. I don't even know why he sends so many of these messages. He appears to have a fear of losing his base that there is no basis to believe would ever happen. Why would they ever turn from him now after everything they've been through? I just don't get why he's so afraid. In any event, coming up on April 22nd, we'll find out if they found the arguments that were so eloquently bleated by Donald Trump to be convincing. Unfortunately, the joke is on us. At that point, it'll be so late that I'm not sure that it will even matter, that there will be time to fit in a trial before the election actually happens. But I am excited to find out whether Donald Trump will have immunity, whether future presidents will be assured that they can break the law in whatever way they want and then be just fine with it. Just get off scot-free for the rest of their life. And also wait to find out what sort of government we'll actually have. Will we have presidents who are bound by the law, or will we have a cast of criminals who get into the position knowing that they can use it for their own personal advantage? They can literally track down and kill their political opponents. It doesn't matter. The Supreme Court will have given their stamp of approval to it. Fingers crossed.